I'm going to show you how to beat the fire golems in Shadow of the Erdtree. First thing that I would recommend is having a weapon that does good physical damage, as well as doing a lot of poise damage. Then you want to posture break the golem by hitting its legs over and over, and eventually it will fall down. The easiest way to do this safely is to stay kind of in between the legs. That way, if it does its grab attack, you can just run backwards and stay behind it. But really, being behind it or in between the legs is the best. If you're in between the legs, then the stomps can't land on you, and you can just jump over right as the stomp hits the ground. As long as you jump right as the stomp hits the ground, then it probably isn't going to hit you. And you can roll the stomps too, but the timing's a lot more precise when you roll. And basically you're just going to want to keep doing this, where you stay between the legs, wait to watch the leg, and when it lifts up, jump over. You can get a jumping attack in right as you're jumping too. Or you can just be patient and jump over the fire and then attack. You don't need to use jumping attacks, but they usually do a lot of posture damage. Once you've attacked the legs enough, they'll fall down, and this is when you get the big damage in. So you can either search for the face and get a critical hit, or there's another strategy where apparently you can throw a hefty fire pot into the basket and it's supposed to do a bunch of damage. I tried this out and I couldn't get to work. I'm not sure if I threw it in the wrong spot or what. If you don't use the fire pot strat though, then they have a face that's near the top of the basket, and you can go for a critical hit on this face and it does a ton of damage. I think the face on mine might have gotten buried in the hill there, or maybe it was on the other side. And I'll show you the critical hit on the face on the next cycle. The other attack you have to be really wary of is, aside from the stomp attack, they'll do this thing where they charge up both legs like this. Then they jump really high up in the air, and when they land it does a huge fire AoE. So to dodge this, just run away from them as far as you can, and right as they hit the ground, you're going to need to turn back towards them, and then jump towards them. This way the fire AoE that hits the ground is going to be basically going in the opposite direction of you, so you have the biggest window of dodging it. If you're too close to it when it lands, then you get hit by the explosion no matter what. But the explosion and then the fire wave that come after are two separate parts of the attack. Really, as long as you stay between the legs and behind the legs, the stomps and then that attack I just described are the only thing that you have to deal with. So again, for the jumping attack, run away as far as you can, and then jump back towards him right as he lands. But really, you're just watching out for the stomps and watching out for the double leg charge. If you see him start to kneel, then he's doing his grab attack, and just make sure that you're behind him when he does it. Basically behind like the heels of where his feet are will make sure that you're safe from that. And right here it took me too long to realize he was doing the jump attack, and I'm pretty sure you're guaranteed to get hit if you're not outside the initial explosion radius. This is basically all there is to the fight though. Sometimes it takes me 3 staggers to knock them down, and sometimes it takes 2, so I'm not sure if like staggering one leg and then staggering the other is what causes them to fall down, or if it's some sort of damage check where if you've done enough damage and staggered them, then they fall down. So if you're staggering them and they haven't fallen down yet, maybe try staggering them from hitting the other leg. And it's just rinse repeat until they fall. So here it fell down again, and basically you just want to run up towards the top of the basket and look for the face on the side of it. So this time I decided to check the right side since the left side didn't have it the first time, but this time it's on the left side. You have plenty of time to check both sides though, and then you just want to walk up and do your critical hit on it with light attack, and it's going to do significant damage. You might be able to get some hits on the face again after you crit it, and maybe you can be greedy and like do a light attack and then do the crit hit, but I haven't had any luck with that. I would say just go for the crit hit if you're not sure of yourself. Usually it's just going to take 2 of those knockdowns and crit hits for you to kill it though, but I wasted my first one by trying to throw the hefty fire pot in. And that is how you kill the fire golems. Also, if you want to try the hefty fire pot strat, there's a hefty crack pot as well as the greater potentates cookbook in the Scorch ruins, and those allow you to craft the hefty fire pot. And that's it.